Hi everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As some of you may know, I just finished my very first year in an MFA in writing for children. I have about a year left, and this semester alone I read over 30 books. So I thought I could make a video today sharing my top 5 favorite books that I've discovered through the program. Alright, so slight disclaimer before we get started, this book list is in no particular order. So the first book I'm going to be talking about today is When the Moon Was Ours. It's a beautiful piece of magical realism that is sort of a retelling of the La Llorona story, and I don't want to say much more about the plot because I don't want to spoil anything for you. I honestly don't think I've cried harder while reading a book for class. This book touches on topics such as bullying, gender identity, and LGBTQ romantic relationships. I could describe or categorize this book with one word, it would be beautiful. Everything from the prose to the plot to the characters make this book a must-read. Alright, so the next book I'm going to be talking about is Aru Shah and the End of Time. This is a book I read for my Sci-Fi and Fantasy for Children class, and it's actually part of the Rick Riordan Presents collection, so people who are fans of Percy Jackson will be sure to like it. So the book is about a girl named Aru who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. She has the tendency to lie a lot. The day everything changes, the bullies show up at the museum where she and her mother live, and they accuse her of lying about a lamp in the museum's collection, saying that there's no way it can be cursed. So Aru does what her mother told her never to do. She lights the lamp. And when she does this, it frees the sleeper, a demon who is destined to wake the god of destruction who will bring the end of the world. So through this, Aru discovers that she is part of a legendary group of heroes and must stop the demon before he can wake the god who's going to cause the end of the world. Okay, so this book not only had me laughing, but being deeply invested in every single character. The way the author plays with the trope of the hero's journey and the genre of Rick Riordan Presents is so clever. Plus, it also follows a trend I've noticed in other Riordan Presents and similar books, where the character's perceived weakness is actually what gives them the strength to finish the journey and maybe even save the day. For fans of Percy Jackson and other middle grade books, this one is a really good book to read. Alright, so next I'm going to be talking about Lumberjanes, which is yet another title I read in my fantasy and science fiction class for children. So Lumberjanes is a comic book series about a group of friends at a summer camp for quote-unquote hardcore lady types. This group faces a lot of challenges, and the story almost reads like you're watching a D&D campaign. So I think one of my favorite parts of this book is that characters that are implied to be around middle school age solve large problems with everything from puns to critical thinking skills to even basic STEM skills as well. Also, this book has great queer representation and utilizes friendship to solve problems instead of violence. Lumberjanes will steal your heart. They're like Girl Scouts, but better. The next book we're going to be talking about today is When Aiden Became a Brother. This book has become one of my favorite books of all time, I think. I actually have it right here. The book is about Aiden, a trans child, and his parents, and how they reckon with the fact that Aiden's mother is having a baby. The plot centers around Aiden's excitement for his new sibling, and also how the family deals with how to raise and celebrate the baby in a way that's gender confirming rather than enforcing heteronormative cisgender stereotypes on said child. This is another book that made me cry every single time I read it. The illustrations are fabulous. I think this one is possibly my favorite page. If you look at this image, you can see I'm not sure if this was maybe an art note in the picture book or if this is something the illustrator did by themselves. But if you look at the baby name book, you can see that the words for boys and girls has been crossed out and replaced with babies. And I just think it's beautiful. Also, if you look, the cover is a trans flag. There's lots of little moments like this throughout the book that I just think are beautifully and well put together. It's a definite must read. All right, so the final book we're going to be talking about today is The Magic Words, Writing Great Books for Children and Young Adults. I think this was one of my favorite source books that we read this year. I actually read this book in Writing for Children too. One of my favorite things about this book was Klein's points considering plot and also her strategies for building well-developed characters. Another thing that made this book stand out over the other source books I read this year is that there are specific sections dedicated for those interested in writing for children and young adults. If you're interested in writing in the kid lit sphere, you definitely should check this out because this will be a very helpful source book for you. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if any of you are interested in a more detailed video about any of the books I mentioned today. I'm also toying with the idea of making some more videos about my experience in the MFA program, specifically why I feel it's been worth it so far. If you're interested in that, let me know. Also, please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any thoughts, let me know them below. Thanks again for watching. Bye.